What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the one and only Tightlines podcast. My name is Tyler Plackey, and I will be your host. In this week's episode, I'm going to give you a full rundown of my up-to-date combo lineup. We're going to talk all the species I fish. We're going to talk rods, reels, line choices, techniques, and any changes I'm anticipating for the 2026 fishing season. Um, we're going to talk, like I said, we're going to go into specifics with baits, with line, but all sorts of fun stuff coming at you guys right here, right now on the Tightlines podcast. So, I know we've all heard my soapbox about the top three rides that you need to start a fishing lineup, and that is still very true. There are plenty more combos out there that you can add in to better complete the task, if that makes sense. Um, some combos are better than others, and especially if you're a multi-species guy like I am. And so today we're going to discuss the 7 combos that I use regularly. I have a couple more that sit around here that maybe, once a year I'll pull out. But these are the 7 that I use fairly regularly, probably at least once a month, to fish as a multi-species angler. So like I said, multi-species podcast. So we're going to talk all the ones that I fish for. So we're going to go just kind of in order of how I thought of them, not in any order of importance or size or anything specific, just in order. So don't take into account which one comes first, which one comes last. That has nothing to do with anything other than just, yeah. So the first one we're going to talk about is my ultralight spinning combo. This is the rod and realistic combo that I use if I'm going out and I'm fishing for bluegill or for panfish, or if I'm going like wet wading in the creek for like smallies and pumpkin seed and again bluegill that are in there. I throw really light lures on here with very light lines. So let's talk about the combo. So this is a Daiwa Samurai X2 5'6" ultralight spinning combo. It is a 2-piece rod. It has EVA foam handles and a bait keeper. It has a 1,000 size reel that is in a 5.4 to 1. So it's a very, and it might actually even be a 500 size. It's a pretty small reel. It is rated for like 1/16 to like quarter-ounce lures here. And it is spooled with 4-pound Yozuri monofilament. So a very ultralight setup here. Again, I use it when I go wet wading. If I'm just fishing like a worm and bobber for like small bluegill, or just any ultralight lures that I want to throw. Um, a lot of lures I throw in here are going to be like small spinner baits. I will throw inline spinners, small crankbaits, even like when I say small, like single treble hook crankbaits. I will throw very small Neds, small plastics, just really anything that is super super undersized, looking for small fish here. I use this when I'm going out looking to catch live bait. If I'm looking to catch things I want to use actually as live bait for catfishing, which is where we're going into next. So the next combo that I have is going to be my Cast King catfishing combo. This is a 2-piece 8-foot Cast King progressive glass rod. Actually has a full cork handle on it, which is really nice, above and below the reel seat, and it throws 1 to 3 ounce size lures with a 5,000 size Cast King Spartacus 2 reel. I have this spooled up with 80-pound braided line. I have like 400 yards on there. It holds quite a bit of line actually, and this is my like big fish rod and reel, or at least one of them. I have 2 of them. I will use this for carp, for catfish. If I'm going to go fish brackish water, I could use it for redfish. This will probably do really well with redfish, funny enough. So I might take that next year when I go down to South Carolina. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But I will throw live bait, cut bait. I don't really throw anything artificial on here. I could probably use this to throw a really nice big popper. I actually have one really big popper that I might throw on this. But I do like that it's a progressive glass. I don't see any changes coming with this combo. I do like having it. It's nice to have a spinning combo. I like how it's a very moderate rod. So hooks I can kind of give a little bit more of a pull on it. I don't feel like I'm gonna rip the hook out of the fish's mouth. But this is definitely for my bigger fish and my bigger bait setups. Up next, we're going to our third of 7. Today is going to be a shorter episode. We've been going quick, or we've been going long with some episodes. So I'm trying to tone it back down to about 20 minutes. Sorry, guys. But my third rod and reel combo for next year is the Mad Catz rod. It's a 2-piece casting rod that throws 3 to 6 ounces of weight with a Magellan H2OX conventional bait casting reel on top in like a 5.6 to 1, I believe is what it was. I put on an upgraded power handle on it. It's got a clicker on the reel. It is pulled actually with only 50-pound braid. I didn't think I needed to go too much heavier because I wanted to make sure. I put about 400 yards of line on this. I wanted to be able to use this to just really bomb cast if I needed to. Plus, I mean, with the way the drag's set on it and the way you fight a fish, you don't really need much more than 50 pounds of braid anywhere else than, maybe if you're out in like saltwater, but in freshwater, you don't. Um, but yeah, so it's a conventional round bait casting reel, 50-pound braid. I think that came from Reaction Tackle. It's like the multicolored braid, which is really cool. It throws, like I said, the rod is a Mad Catz. I think it's the Silver Cat rod. It throws 3 to 6 ounces weight. So it throws a little bit heavier than what I have on my spinning combo. The only addition I'm seeing in this line next year is the addition of another Mad Catz Silver Cat rod, or even going up to like one of like their higher end spinning rods that throws up to like 12 ounces or 15, 16 ounces of weight. For if I get out, if I like to go west out to the Mississippian fish where I'm fishing some fast current, really, really need to be able to throw weight to get me to the bottom. Because sometimes even like 10 ounces gets thrown around on the bottom of some of these rivers, and you need something that's going to stick. Again, using this for carp and catfish as well. This is my second of 2 heavy-duty setups. But yeah, there might be a third one coming in next year. We're not sure yet because in Indiana you are allowed 3 hooks. Or 3 lines in the water, so I can have 3. I'm going to hopefully have 3. Especially as I've started getting to catfishing this year. I'm really going to look into getting into it next year. Especially as like late winter, early spring rolls around. So hopefully I can get into there. So now we've talked about my ultralight and my super heavy. So now we're going to go into like more of like my everyday stuff, what I'm normally carrying with me, which is my bass stuff. Because that's normally what I fish is bass. I like to go for panfish. You guys know that. I like to go for catfish and carp. That's fun too. But I'm normally a bass guy. So we're going to start off with the 3 combos that I say you always need. And then we're going to go into the 4th one that I've got with me now. So the first one is the spinning combo. And that is my Dobyns Maverick MK702SF. It's a spinning reel. It's a 7-foot medium light fast spinning rod from Dobyns. It's, like I said, it's the Maverick series, and it's paired with a Shimano Miravel 2500 HG spinning reel and a 6.4 to 1, I believe is what the gear ratio is. They offered two gear ratios. I think it took the 6.4 to 1. And it's spooled with 10-pound monofilament. This is like my all-around spinning rod that I use for like the majority of my soft plastics. I will use this for stuff like wacky worms. I will use this for trick worms, for Ned rigs, for Nico rigs, drop shots, craws, flukes, even, small spinner baits and small swim baits. It's rated from 1/8 ounce to a 1/2 ounce, but I've had no issue throwing stuff that's at 1/16 ounce or even like a 3/32 ounce. So I've had no issues with throwing very, very small baits on this, and it's been really nice actually for when I'm downsizing. And if you guys want to see that, today is the 14th, so on October 13th, so 2 days ago, when you guys see it on the 15th, so on October 13th, go onto my YouTube. There will be a video on there, maybe it might be from even the week before, where I actually caught some very nice little pumpkin seed on this rod on a very downsized Ned rig. So go check that out. It's going to be called like I Caught Multi-Species in Urban Ponds. Great fishing video, caught some cool fish. But yeah, this is, like I said, just my all-around spinning combo. I tried braid. I have braid on my other spinning setup that I use sometimes. I don't think it's for me, at least on the spinning rod side. I like my monofilament. I have issues with braid fraying and with braid wind knotting on me compared to mono. I've had so much more success with mono that's just what I've stuck with. I know I've been on the braid train before. I do enjoy it sometimes, but I think for this rod and reel, I like my monofilament. So that's the first of the what I call the Power 3 or the original 3 that I say you need. The next one is going to be your all-around casting combo. And that is my Dobyns Maverick MK734C. So it's a 7'3", medium heavy, fast casting rod against the Maverick line from Dobyns, and it's paired with a Shimano. So if you guys remember, here it comes. This is the rod that I had the issue with the Daiwa reel. I told you I was getting a different rod or a different reel for it, and here's what I got. So here's the big update. I got a Shimano Corrado MGL 150 reel on it. So I spent the $209 on it. I got in the 7.4 to 1 gear ratio, right-handed, and spooled it with 20-pound Power Pro line. And so far, guys, it is amazing. I have loved every bit of this reel, guys. This rod is great. The blue and green I didn't think would go well. I actually kind of like the combo together. It's a little different because it's not a super flashy green. It's a very like down-to-earth green. So it kind of just fits in really well. This is set, it's rated to throw like 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce baits. I've had no problem throwing very, very light, like again, 1/4 ounce size baits, having no issue throwing it, 25 and 30 yards, even on 20-pound braid, all the way up to nice, decent sized swim baits. So this, I throw everything on it, pretty much everything except for a frog. Um, I use swim baits, swim jigs, chatter baits, spinner baits, normal jigs, big Texas rigs, Alabama rigs, small glide baits, bigger swim baits. Pretty much anything that I can throw on here, I do. Um, this has been a great combo. I absolutely love it. Again, the 20-pound Power Pro is nice. I've noticed a bit of an issue with fraying, so I'm intrigued to look into my guides. But I think I'm just getting a hook stuck into the braid sometimes, because it always seems to happen down near like the keeper is. So I think that's just what my issue. So I'm gonna look into that. But I have noticed that. Anywho, but again, great power. The reel does an excellent job of fighting fish. Fought some pretty nice fish in a video I started filming today. Fun fact. So keep a lookout for that in a couple weeks. Caught a couple absolute footballs today. But yes, like I said, I will throw pretty much anything on here except for the super, super light plastics and throwing frogs. Or punching. I don't really punch with this either. But I also don't have much of a need to punch here. So as the second of my, like, what I call like my big three that I always have. My third one then obviously is my big heavy duty one, and that is my Dobyns Maverick MK735C with a Shimano SLX XT reel. So it's a Dobyns Maverick 7'3" mag heavy extra fast rod, so an absolute freaking broomstick with the Shimano SLX XT in the 8.2-to-1 size right-handed reel. This is spooled with 65-pound Power Pro, and guys, it's a workhorse. I love this rod. I love this reel. I love the way it walks spooks. I love the way it works frogs. I love the way it throws anything top water. And it's an absolute workhorse for me. If I need to just whale on a fish, this is where I'm going. Those 1/2 ounce to 1.5 ounce size lures. It throws heavier than that, no problem. I'm throwing 2 ounce big top water on it. And I've had not an issue. The only complaint is the reel size on the SLX XT. It's I believe the 150 size. And with the 65-pound Power Pro, I only have about 50 to 60 yards-ish of line on there. And so it is very, very easy to spool it. So you have to be very careful with that. But I absolutely love this combo. This is the third of the three. Again, it's a MK735C with Shimano SLX XT 8.2-to-1. And then finally, my last one. This is one that is going to have a change coming up. So those previous three we've talked about, not seeing any changes next year. Gonna stick with those. Maybe gonna switch that MK734C to a Fury rod to mix and match with the green with some cork handles. I'm not sure yet. I really, really like the rod, and I just got it. Don't really want to get rid of it yet. Probably not going to make that change. Probably going to stay with that. Unless if it breaks, then I'll probably bump up to a Fury, but we'll see. But moving on to our final one, we're going back again to Dobyns. And this is one of the ones I talked about outside of the top three that if you're going to start adding on more combos for bass, this is one to go to. So it's not quite perfect. There's changes coming here as well. Guaranteed. So right now I have my Dobyns MK705CB rod. It's a 7-foot even. It's a medium heavy, moderate fast rod. The CB is their crankbait line. It is mixed with an Abu Garcia Max Pro and a right-hand reel in 7.2-to-1. So this is not the perfect reel to rod combo. This is a rod that I had bought because it was on a deal. Didn't have a reel for it yet. I'm waiting on a reel for it. I'm just waiting for the right time to get it. But I wanted to fish the rod. So I took a reel off a different combo, which is my Daiwa AirDX casting rod. It's a 7-foot heavy fast. It throws like just a dream. But I took the reel off there, put onto this rod, and it's been a ton of fun, actually. Again, looking for slower ratio, ideally in like the 5.6-to-1 area for crankbaits and jerkbaits. But yeah, this rod will be used mostly for, I'll use spinner baits on it, and mostly jerkbaits and crankbaits. That's what this is for. I've tried the chatterbait on here. Not a fan. Way too moderate of a rod. Kind of hard to feel the bite, but does throw 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce lures. I've had no problem absolutely bomb casting, even like the Megabass Vision 110 Junior. I've had no problem bomb casting that on here. All the way up to like today I was out fishing with hint, hint, wink, wink, my Dark Corner Customs square bill. Caught again a football on that. So keep an eye out for that video coming out at some point in the next couple weeks. But I have loved this rod so far. I love the way it fights the fish. And then the reel is great. I'm going to put the reel back on the RDX rod, and that'll be kind of just like my all-around 7-foot combo, just to have an extra combo with me, just in case if I want mono instead of braid, because typically I tie a leader onto that 734C with the Corrado on it. But I have had issues with, I'm still trying to learn the double uni, so give me a break on that. So, but yeah, I'm going to use this rod, the MK705CB with the Abu Garcia Max Pro, soon to be a different reel. Again, not going to reveal what that reel is yet, but I am working on it. For small spinner baits, jerk baits, and crankbaits, and those like a dream. So that is all of our combos for 25 going into 26, with my updates on what is to come and change. We'll talk about, we're going to start reviewing some of this stuff too. I haven't had, because I bought some of these depending on the time of the year, a little bit later in the year. Haven't had time to really test them out. So now I've had time to really test them out. It's going to be fun to get to actually review them for you guys.